Okay, welcome to the final part of this series for now. This is going to be the planting up and the finishing touches of this wildlife pond you've seen me creating. We're going to do the aquatic planting, the terrestrial planting, the log pile, the dragonfly perch, and just bringing some extra topsoil in to sort of bring it up to the back of these boulders here, which are retaining the soil, and you'll see the finished product. Okay, so first up I've got 5 of these purple loosestrife. These need to be planted at a depth of between 0 and about 15 centimetres deep in the pond. These are going to grow really tall, about 1.2 metres tall, going to spread as wide as about 45 centimetres at the widest part. So these are good for the back of the pond to sort of frame the back edge. You don't want to keep your tall plants at the front, otherwise you just ruin your visual to a point. So I'm going to put these along the back edge, sort of in front of those boulders, and that'll be a good little spot for those. Okay, next up, this floating heart. This can be planted quite a bit deeper than what I've just planted there. These can go between 30 and 60 centimetres deep. This is going to have a lovely yellow flower when it blooms. So let's get this one in. Okay, next up I've got these giant marsh marigolds. You would have seen me plant these in my spillway bowl wetland filter conversion that I did a few months back. These again have a nice big statement plant, grow nice and big yellow flower. You don't really want these on your front edge, so I'm going to put a couple on that back edge and a couple around this sort of side. Up, I've got these giant horsetail rushes. Again, these are going to grow about 90 centimetres too. Fantastic focal point all year round. They're going to be loved by dragonflies. Anything emerging from the pond as well can climb up these. Frogs like these for shelter, and they're just a fantastic visual. When they get to full size, they're really good. So I'm going to put these on this side here. I've got 3 of them there, so I'm going to sort of group these together, make them a bit more effective. Okay, next up I've got these lovely spiral rush. These are going to grow about 40 centimetres tall. They can go as wide as 60 centimetres. Again, a nice statement point. I'm going to use these as a bit of a gateway between these 2 boulders where the cobble beach section is. So they sort of frame that within the water. And then last, but by no means least, I've got 10 of these hard rush, these Juncus inflexus. I'm going to plant these in probably groups of 2 or 3, just to form little clumps around the pond. Again, these are great for habitat and a bit of shelter, and for anything emerging out of the pond. Okay, that's all the aquatic plants in, as you've seen. I'm just going to finish this evening off by topping this pond up to the level I want it at, and then I'll be coming back tomorrow, going to get all the terrestrial plants planted, the seeds, the log pile, dragonfly perch. That's that topsoil behind those boulders there. There's a bit of a retainer, just build that berm up, and that'll be me done. So tomorrow's video will be the last one. See you in the morning. Good morning. Let's get the rest of this pond planted and finished up. So as you can see, you've got some nice little habitat there for amphibians or anything else that wants to take a bit of shelter. We've got the dragonfly perch secured in the soil and against the log over the wildlife pond, and that's going to be where they like to sit, right in the middle of the pond with their amazing all-round vision, looking for some prey. So that is all the main planting done around the pond now. I've got the seeds to sow next, but I'll just give you a rough guide of what I've got going on here. I've got 3 different types of hosta there. I've got some lupins at the back and over there. I've got the azalea over there, just the other side of the log. That is a geisha orange azalea. Obviously you've seen me plant the dogwood and the Japanese laurels in the background in the previous video. I've also got some various sedums. I've got along the back there, I've got a white iris there, and I've got these red and white polyanthus down this side next to this log I put in, and these mirror polyanthus that I put on the border there. So it's a good variety of colour there, along with all the aquatic plants that will be developing and growing the next few months, along with all the seeds I'm going to be sowing now. Also got a golden grass and a Carex feather falls grass over there as well. Again, a bit more interest, a bit of movement in the wind. In between these lovely log piles, again, good habitat for amphibians. They're coming out the water, a hidey hole sunk them in the soil there. Again, that's going to attract your wood lice and beetles and other forms of foraging for the frogs and toads, hopefully when they come out to feed. And this is just a straight through plain log there, but I've got another hollow log on this side here, just framing that off with those boundaries with the boulders. So that is the wildlife pond finished. All the seed is sown. I've done a wetland seed mix all around subsoil sections. I've done a long grass seed mix all around these high banks up the top there as well, and then a bee and butterfly mix a little bit lower down around this lower section. So you should have a nice variety of wildflowers once they start to grow and develop. Obviously I'm going to be doing the paving section of this garden in a few weeks time, so I will be filming updates as and when seeds are developing. Also in the Wildflower Meadow section, which I've just watered. Again, like I said the other day, we've got all the various seeds coming through. We've got this stone slate, we've got the blue slate that I've put there with the brick retainer and that bit of paving in front of there. All this blue slate here, it's just a staging area at the minute for the bits I've had left over, ready for the new section, which I've stripped all the patio slabs from and all the crazy paving. I've just got to excavate down now for the MOT sub-base layer. And obviously these brick retainers and this wildlife friendly planting area here, all these lovely dogwood plants along the back framing it, and again another brick retainer that I built there with some more of the blue slate. So this will obviously take a few days to settle and turn a little bit more clear with regards to the water. I've disturbed the sediment again whilst watering and planting the seeds and all the rest of it, so this will be a lot clearer in a few days time. But for now, that's the end of this phase 1 section.